collection of the weird and wonderful, which rivals even my own menagerie.
Here we go, Mr. Cole.
Hello. You know, this is one of those days where you abandon all your plans because you realise you have this plan, it ain't going to happen. And just think, well, there you go.
Something more exciting is going to happen.
Well, something more exciting happens, like George. George comes to visit.
I've been to a lot of Doctor Who exhibitions in my time, because I've had a lot of time, but nothing as concentrated for pure Doctor Who and science fiction amazingness as Neil's museum. It's just almost too much. Fantastic. It's amazing what he's managed to cram in to this property. So much. And it's just wonderful to see the Zygon close up. Look at the detail on that. And there's so much love and detail put into the museum, especially the creative LED lighting. Even the plasmaton looks great. Lots of Doctor Who goodies, lovingly restored by Neil. And we're lucky enough to have a preview of something rather exciting that Neil's working on.
What could be inside? Something good. Something old. Something quite knackered.
But less knackered perhaps than it was?
Less knackered than it was. Here it is. So what we have here is
Whoa.
the slowly being restored Skarasen. So it's lovely, but at least it's nice to see we've got sections of original still. You can still see quite a lot on the nose and everything. It's quite distinctive feature that runs down the neck, which is also on the book illustration. If you notice, it's on that side still intact. Oh, yeah. So with that, you notice this had all come away, so I had to put some foam up just to give it some solidity. That had completely gone on that side.
Wow.
So
Yeah.
so
that's the restored section.
Yeah. So it's on its way. It's not finished by any means. I'll need to do a bit of sanding and tidying up, a bit more sculpting. And it's like archaeology, looking at foundations. You can see where there's been ridges of latex which stood out, which have just collapsed. So it notably has this weird mouth structure. Now I took the photos off screenshots, and the best guess I could, all the pictures appeared to contradict each other. It's really tricky. I then found the clearest shot ever. And it comes around this piece here. It doesn't stop there. So I'm going to sand this down very carefully, and I'm going to elongate and rejoin. And you'll notice as well, also there's a hole in the back where there's a rod. And you'll also notice that the rod, I suspect, joined to the tongue, which is now the tips come off, and you can see the metal tip on it. The eyes themselves, I've got like wire, wire obviously open and shut. So with that one, I've just started to rebuild. And I need to tidy, sand and then resculpt, sand and resculpt, and build those up there. But there's also little pinholes in the eyeballs, which move them around.
Wow, for animation. Would this have popped out the Thames at the end?
Yes, this is the tip. This is it. Yeah, yeah. Lisa had me doing it Lisa got me doing the bath. Lisa, you got me doing the bath shot with this, didn't you? Because you remembered it. You said when I put it on, you said you need to get in the bath and bring it up out the bath. With a few bubbles, yeah.
That's another video.
And sound effects, yes.
For social media.
So there you go. Yes. Very, very proud of this book. I always wanted to do a book. I started off by illustrating each story because I've got supporters, subscribers to the museum, and they get one of these drawings. So I decided to theme them to the Troughton years. So it's kind of like a melding of the sort of Target book and 2000 AD-ness. So like taking a fish person and just giving a bit of bite. Do you know what I mean? So that's what that, but then the last section of the book, this took about 2 years of very kindly, lots of people have donated, enabled me to share photographs of surviving objects. So the only story missing with an object is the crotons. And I knew that Bobby Bartlett's original pen drawing on graph paper of a croton is out there. I would have probably sold, my left buttock to get a copy of that drawing. But there's objects in this book from all around the world. I found a chap in New Zealand had a Yeti sphere surviving from a production member, and that's the sort of detail that's lovely. I mean, this is a dummy Yeti sphere. So in other words, it looks like it cracks in half, but doesn't. Or it might do, but it's got no mechanics inside. But just I think that adds depth to it. And it's enabled fellow collectors and enthusiasts a chance to share. I call this the virtual museum in the back. I kind of look at it, it's like the Antiques Roadshow meets Troughton's Doctor Who. Email the museum. I'll be putting an advert up soon. All Galaxy 4 are selling them. My good friend John Page of the Movie Prop Warehouse is stocking them, and soon they're going to a little shop in London. I say little shop, a lovely shop. This shop is going to is Blake's Heaven.